how was Argentina just minutes away from elimination, only to end the match with a 3-1 victory? If you had asked anyone before the Argentina versus Switzerland match who was more likely to qualify, the answer would have been Argentina without hesitation. The defending world champions, led by Lionel Messi, with years of experience in knockout football. But what unfolded on the pitch was a completely different story. Switzerland produced one of the toughest performances Argentina faced in the tournament, forcing the champions to battle through the full 120 minutes before finally breaking their resistance. If we look at the statistics after the match, Argentina led in almost every category. They controlled 59% of the possession compared to Switzerland's 41%. They completed 616 passes with an impressive 88% accuracy, while Switzerland completed 453 passes at 84%. Going forward, Argentina fired 23 shots with 7 on target compared to Switzerland's 13 shots, including 5 on target. On paper, every statistic suggested Argentina were the better team, but the match itself was far more difficult than those numbers imply. From the opening whistle, Argentina played with their trademark style. They dominated possession, pressed high up the pitch, and relied on the constant movement of Lionel Messi, Julian Alvarez, and Alexis Mac Allister. Switzerland, meanwhile, knew they were unlikely to win the battle for possession, so they focused on defensive organization and quick counterattacks, especially through Dan Ndoye and Briel Embolo. Argentina didn't need long to turn their dominance into a goal. In the 10th minute, Messi delivered a perfectly placed corner kick that found Alexis Mac Allister, who rose above everyone else and powered his header into the net. Argentina 1-0 Switzerland. That early goal was hugely important because it allowed Argentina to play the kind of match they wanted. They became calmer in possession, moved the ball with greater confidence, and controlled the tempo. At the same time, Switzerland was forced to push a little higher up the field, creating spaces that Messi and Alvarez immediately looked to exploit. As the match went on, Argentina continued to impose their style. They controlled possession for long stretches, while Switzerland spent far more time chasing the ball than playing with it. That was clearly reflected in the passing numbers. Argentina completed more than 600 passes, while Switzerland finished with fewer than 500. But despite all that control, the second goal never came. In truth, goalkeeper Gregor Kobel was enjoying an outstanding match, producing several crucial saves to keep his team in the game. And that was where Argentina's problems began. The longer the score remained 1-0, the more confidence Switzerland gained. A disciplined team like Switzerland doesn't need many chances to get back into a match, and that's exactly what happened. The first half ended with Argentina leading 1-0, but the overall feeling was that the contest was still wide open. With only a single goal separating the teams, one attack could change everything. At the start of the second half, Switzerland came out with a completely different approach. Their pressing became much more aggressive, they relied more on long balls, and they started creating increasing pressure on Emiliano Martinez's goal. Argentina, unusually, began dropping deeper, trying to protect their lead instead of putting the game beyond reach with a second goal. Then came the moment that changed everything. 67th minute. A well-worked Swiss attack ended with the ball reaching Dan Ndoye, who took advantage of the space and calmly found the back of the net. 1-1. That wasn't just an equalizer, it was a massive blow for Argentina. For the first time in the match, they looked unsettled. Their passing became rushed, their decision-making less composed, while Switzerland grew in confidence after fighting their way back into the game. Suddenly, the match was wide open. Argentina pushed to regain the lead, while Switzerland truly believed they could produce another major upset and eliminate the defending world champions. As regulation time drew to a close, Argentina's pressure intensified significantly. Lionel Messi dropped deeper into midfield more often to collect the ball and lead the attacks himself, while Julian Alvarez and Lautaro Martinez constantly moved between the Swiss defenders. Yet every time Switzerland found a way to clear the danger. The Swiss backline delivered one of its finest performances of the tournament, and goalkeeper Gregor Kobel seemed to be everywhere, denying almost every opportunity. Even though Argentina finished the match with 23 shots compared to Switzerland's 13, the second goal simply wouldn't come. With every passing minute, the pressure on the Argentine players grew, while Switzerland's confidence increased with every successful defensive stand. Then came one of the biggest turning points of the match. Briel Embolo appealed for a penalty after a challenge inside the box, but the referee judged it to be simulation and showed him a second yellow card. Red card. Switzerland were down to 10 men. At that moment, everyone expected the outcome to be inevitable. A team reduced to 10 players against Argentina in extra time. It seemed only a matter of time before the defending champions finished the job. But the opposite happened. Switzerland defended with extraordinary determination. Every player covered for his teammate, making it look as though they were still playing with 11 men. Argentina kept attacking from every angle. Messi tried to unlock the defense with his dribbling, Alvarez with his intelligent movement, and Lautaro Martinez with his positioning inside the penalty area. The corners kept coming, the crosses kept flying in, but the Swiss defense dealt with almost everything. And whenever the ball did reach the goal, Gregor Kobel was there to stop it. As extra time wore on, fatigue finally began to show among the Swiss players. It was only natural, after spending more than an hour with 10 men against a side that controlled 59% of the possession and completed 616 passes. Paces gradually started to appear, and the physical toll became increasingly obvious. Then came the moment Argentina had been waiting for, 112th minute. Another Argentine attack. The ball found Julian Alvarez. The Argentine striker controlled it inside the penalty area and, without hesitation, fired it into the back of the net. Argentina 2-1 Switzerland. The stadium erupted. The Argentine bench exploded with celebration. That goal wasn't just a go-ahead goal. It was, for all practical purposes, the goal that secured qualification. After more than 100 minutes of relentless struggle, Argentina had finally broken Switzerland's resistance. Switzerland tried to mount one final attack in the remaining minutes, but they had simply run out of energy. They fought with everything they had, but playing with 10 men against a team of Argentina's quality for such a long time was an enormous challenge. In the first minute of stoppage time in extra time, the decisive blow arrived. Argentina launched a quick counter-attack. The ball found Lautaro Martinez, and the striker finished calmly to put the game beyond doubt. Argentina 3-1 Switzerland. That goal officially sealed the match. Just moments later, the referee blew the final whistle, sending Argentina through to the World Cup semi-finals after one of their toughest matches of the tournament. If we go back to the statistics, it becomes clear why Argentina deserved to qualify. They finished with 59% possession, completed 616 passes, attempted 23 shots, and won 8 corner kicks. They kept pushing throughout the entire match and never gave up after Switzerland's equalizer. Switzerland, meanwhile, despite enjoying 41% possession and scoring from one of their best opportunities, were ultimately worn down by playing with 10 men throughout extra time. But Switzerland deserves enormous credit. They produced an outstanding tactical performance, defended with incredible determination, and forced Argentina to battle through the full 120 minutes. They even reached the point where many people genuinely believed a major upset was about to happen. As for Lionel Messi, even without scoring, he was at the heart of the match's biggest moments. He provided the assist from the corner for the opening goal, orchestrated most of Argentina's attacks, and was the starting point for nearly every dangerous move. It was another reminder that his influence extends far beyond scoring goals. In the end, people will remember that Argentina won 3-1. But anyone who watched the match knows the scoreline doesn't tell the whole story. Switzerland were only minutes away from taking Argentina to a penalty shootout before individual quality and superior fitness ultimately decided the contest in extra time. And that's one of the greatest lessons the World Cup always teaches. Not every match is decided by a fast start, greater possession, or a higher number of shots. Sometimes victory belongs to the team that keeps believing until the very last minute. Argentina did exactly that, and that's why they continued their journey to the World Cup semi-finals.